That's right, everyone. We watched The Big Lebowski.
That's a fun name to say. I like Lebowski a whole lot.
Lebowski's a solid name. I agree. So fucking let's get right into it. So the movie opens immediately. Not immediately. It's after the first scene.
The film does not open immediately. Unfortunately, it opens very slowly.
Yeah. One question that immediately comes to mind is why are all of these gang members gay?
What do you mean?
Like every single person that breaks into his house is like flamboyantly gay.
I don't think like the first two dudes were like flamboyantly gay.
They were the gayest ones out of all of them.
Some of them were French.
He would know best.
They weren't French, they were German.
Yeah, some shit.
You racist.
I couldn't remember. It's been too long since watching the film.
Shout out to Steve Buscemi. I thought he was very funny in this.
A fun fact about Steve Buscemi. At one time, stated that Jackson looks like Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, the next time I see Blake, I'm going to beat the shit out of him.
If Jackson's teeth were a little worse, I could see it.
Yeah. My teeth are fucking awful.
And that says a lot about Steve Buscemi, unfortunately.
I guess so.
This film is about the dude, okay? Tanner, did you like the dude?
Jeff Bridges, the dude. I found him a bit annoying, but also that I think that's the point of his character, so mission accomplished, I guess.
I don't think he's supposed to be annoying, actually.
Oh, really? Well,
No.
there were just a handful of scenes where just his method of talking, which causes him to take forever to explain any information. There were like 2 scenes, I think, where I was like, okay, just spit it the fuck out, please.
I mean, that's how every conversation in this film goes. Like, so much of this film could have, like, the conversations the characters have could be over in, like, 30 seconds, but they draw it out for, like, so long. However, the baffling part is that I don't really care when they do that, because it's still really entertaining despite all that.
Yes, it's very funny.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, for my notes, I did, a lot of my notes are just quotes from the movie, which I think would probably not be the move, but...
They're also your first quote.
The first one I wrote down that I found funny is, he's a nihilist. Oh, that must be exhausting. I like how much they shit on nihilists this whole movie. It makes me happy.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet. Is the dude himself not a nihilist, though?
No.
No? He doesn't really seem to care about any given situation he's in, though.
True, but he doesn't have he doesn't rationalize that as some kind of despair at existence itself, you know?
No, there you go. The dude abides after all.
I thought the joke was funny where Walter, right? That's his name? Yeah. Walter was like, it's like a fucking Pomeranian, and then he pulls it out as it's like a fucking terrier.
Yeah, it's not even close to Pomeranian.
Yeah, that really confused Dylan when it happened.
Yeah, see, Jackson was telling me that he thinks Dylan didn't really like this movie. Does it strike you that Dylan just wasn't getting the jokes?
Yeah, I don't think he understood it at all, was the big thing here.
Really? That's it.
Yeah, very shocking information, to be honest.
Nico, which character in this movie reminds you the most of Dylan?
That's a great question, Tanner. To be perfectly honest, as I was watching this movie, I was listening to every character talk, and I was like, man, each of these characters have traits of Dylan in them.
All of them, with their powers combined, turn into him.
Exactly.
I don't see much of Walter and Dylan, but
there were definitely parts where he said things that he said where I was like, oh, that's him, all right.
Oh, okay. For me, it was Donnie, far and away, who reminded me the most of Dylan.
Yeah.
Just the way he starts listening in the middle of a thing and then asks a question that has nothing to do with what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I feel like good old Steve Buscemi probably was the closest to him. By the way, that was one thing that just threw Dylan completely off. When Jackson said, oh, Steve Buscemi's in this, Dylan was floored. He was like, you mean Buscemi?
That's not.
He was very adamant about it. We did not let that conversation go on for very long, though, thankfully. Yeah, really.
Why does he think
I hope he
that?
gives us his rating soon.
He better give it. I'll beat it out of him. We'll break his legs.
We deserve it.
I thought it was pretty funny, the scene where you got Mr. Lebowski, the rich guy. He's given that super serious speech, and there's this orchestral music behind him, and it's a red lit room and whatever, and the dude is just staring around the room. He's smoking pot. I think he's just not paying attention at fucking all.
Yeah,
that was funny.
I agree.
Oh, when Donnie kept he thought they were talking about John Lennon, and he kept saying, "I am the walrus."
It's pretty sweet, dude. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, this film is very fascinating because ultimately, like, nothing is accomplished at any point throughout this film, and it kind of just meanders throughout the whole duration of it. And yet, like, it's still so engrossing despite all of that.
Yeah, and that's crazy because usually I hate those kind of movies. Like, I hate Napoleon Dynamite because that's what it does.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I like this movie.
Yeah, it's just pulled off so well. All of the performances are fantastic in this film as well. I think that everyone did a bang-up job in it.
Yeah.
Especially the weasel. Especially that weasel dude in the bathtub. I really believed he was going to bite his dick off.
Excuse you. That was a marmot?
That was a marmot?
It's a rodent of some description.
Yeah. It was something alright.
I thought it was funny when the dude has the police over at his house and he's talking to them about his stolen car, and the one police officer is just fucking, like, just staring at the dude's weed and fiddling with it. Like, what else did I write down? Oh, why is Maud Lebowski, the daughter, why is she British?
I think she's just faking it. I think it's a fake accent.
She probably just, like, studied overseas for a few years, you know?
Yeah. And that's her whole identity.
Yeah, exactly. She's one of those weird hipsters.
What the fuck was up with our friend, man? What was going on there?
I don't know.
Who was that guy?
He didn't even end up doing anything. He was just there and like...
He had a case of the giggles.
Yeah, he was just a silly little guy.
Full of joy.
You know, Mr. Lebowski, the female form makes some men uncomfortable. Are you uncomfortable if someone says vagina?
It's so good, dude. And he just didn't care. The dude is not like other people.
He is not phased, no. The dude is asexual and we stand him. Let's see. Here's a really funny quote I like from Walter. Say what you want about the tenets of National Socialism, but at least it's an ethos.
That is a good one.
Like, he legitimately is like, nah, man, they're not Nazis, they're nihilists. And then he's like, oh no, that's worse. Oh my gosh. So the scene where they fucking go over that kid's house and they start beating up the car. Did you notice how fucking terrible that ADR on the car owner was?
No, I personally did not.
You didn't?
No.
Like, the words that were being said, they, like, didn't match his mouth at all.
I was thinking the exact same thing, but I thought I just wasn't paying enough attention. Because I was like, it felt like he was out of sync the whole time.
Nah, it was very clearly, like, I don't know, they, like, had him record the lines he was saying in a booth afterwards, because it's way louder than any of the other characters and doesn't, like, match up at all. And I was like, wow, that was really messy. I don't even know why they did that.
They couldn't record that scene again. They already broke the car, man.
That's not how our ranking system works.
Dylan's a fool. For those of you at home who cannot see it, Dylan just sent us a message about, like, his fucking number that he would give this film.
He's absolutely just saying that because he doesn't want us to be like, dude, defend that position.
Yeah. I had a 6. Goofy ass son of a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does that even mean? Okay. The scene now, like, fucking, he says 5 out of 6 and then says B-. Let me ask you guys. Does a 5 out of 6, if you're going to translate it into letters, mean a B- to you?
Okay, in his defense, I believe he's saying a 5 or a 6 there.
Oh, okay, perhaps.
I think that's what he's trying to get at.
That does make a lot more sense.
Okay. I won't shit on him, too. The fucking doorstop joke was awesome. I love that.
Oh, yeah, just open the fucking door and just fall down.
Let's see. You had the hallucination scene, and he does the Joker dance.
Yeah.
Can't believe they copied that off of that movie. So sad. I like when the cop fucking assaults him.
You would like that, Tanner.
It was fun. He just throws the fucking coffee mug at him, and then tips his chair back. That was awesome.
You authoritarian bastard.
Donnie's funeral speech was beautiful. It really moved me to tears.
Yeah.
Were you guys expecting Donnie to die?
No, definitely not.
No, that came out of fucking left field.
Him haggling with the guy about the fucking urn price was great too.
Oh yeah. Tanner, do you just want to like go in a plastic bag? Is that all that you require?
Yeah, put me in a plastic bag, mix me up with some concrete, and then like throw me at one of my enemies.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. That's all the notes I took down. Do you guys got anything else you guys want to mention about the movie?
A question I have for you, Tanner. Near the end of the film, when the Wham is trying to like get impregnated by him, when she does like the little like the pose to like get inseminated better, did you know what she was doing before she mentioned it? Yes,
because I saw they have that in fucking It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with Charlie and that waitress girl.
There we go. Tanner and I are two birds with a feather here. That's probably where I know it from too, more than likely. I just like when she did that, I was immediately like, oh, she's like trying to fucking get pregnant right now.
Yeah.
Jackson and Dylan were confused.
Yeah, well, they aren't thinking about kids the way we are, you know?
I don't want to see every girl ever do that. I'll beat them.
Just kick him in the stomach.
Nico, which of us is going to be a better father?
A better father? Who?
Mm-hmm.
That's a solid question there. I mean, I may be pretty biased here, but I feel like it's probably going to be me.
I think it's probably going to be me.
I think you're quicker to anger is the problem here, Tanner.
I mean, you know.
I think you're going to throw your children out a window or something.
What, like, is there... I've never been brought to, like, blows in anger.
You're going to scream.
And usually there's a layer of humor behind my anger, you know?
You're going to scream at that poor child, and you're going to scar them. They're going to be afraid of confrontation from that point on.
Oh, that's good. They should be. I think anger has a valuable place in rearing children.
Yeah.
You have to make them respect you with fear.
I suppose I could see that perspective.
Oh, yeah. Anything else? Just the girl getting pregnant? That's all you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty funny part.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought that, like, I wasn't a big fan of most of the dream sequences. I thought there were occasionally some neat stuff, like when fucking Saddam Hussein is giving him his bowling shoes, and he looks up and there's that shot of it just going on endlessly. I thought that was pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was pretty cool. What about you, Jackson? Got any other funny ha-has you want to...
Not particularly. I do like the whole he's like being stalked by this guy thing. That have to be some random fucking dude that just thinks he's on a case.
And that never goes anywhere.
Yeah, it's literally just like something that's been happening for like half the movie and just is completely useless to the plot.
Yeah.
It's great, man. It's great.
All right, let's get into the ranking then. So, Dylan just got to us and he said B-.
Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I feel like, unironically, Dylan's letter grading will be like the most important for if you are just like the average moviegoer, you know?
Yeah, the average uneducated, uncultured moviegoer.
I won't go that far.
Like
but,
someone with no taste, no class.
I don't go that far, but yeah, just your average moviegoer. If you're wondering if you're gonna like a movie, look at Dylan's letter gradings, and you'll know. You'll know if you'll be into it. Godzilla King of the Monsters, you're gonna fucking love that film.
What are you saying about our audience?
Who are these average moviegoers that would watch this and not be into it very much?
That's a solid question, Tanner. I couldn't tell you.
Anyway, Dylan gave it a B-. I gave it an A+.
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. I wouldn't go quite that high, but I would give it an A, I would say. Okay.
Okay, Jackson, what are you giving it?
Not to sound contrarian, but I was also going to give it an A.
Okay, so B-, AA, A+. That probably lands it at A, I'd assume.
Probably A-.
Yeah, A-.
Okay.
I'm surprised you rated it that high, to be completely honest.
Do we think he's still like trying to kind of lying about it?
More than likely.
Just a safe face in front of us.
He was very, very suspicious when we finished the movie with how he was trying to talk about it. And I specifically because he was trying to like get like us to talk about like things we didn't like about it, and we were just not pushing with that at all. So then he just like quit trying to talk about the movie. I was like, okay, I see what's going on.
We're gonna have you record it. We're gonna have him record his thoughts separately, and I'll insert that into the video.
Hey guys, this is Dylan, doing my review for Guapish at the movies, and this week we watched The Great Lebowski. If it wasn't already obvious, And my personal rating for this movie was a B-. It was a pretty enjoyable movie overall. Not something I would necessarily go out of my way to watch again. Not something that was really in kind of my view in the first place. There were a lot of jokes and humor that, was okay. It clicked with me at times, but just really wasn't my course of humor. And just, there were, oddly enough, just because I'm more of a plot person, there was a lot of plot points that were kind of left open, or like plots that were introduced that really didn't make any sense. Like, random people kept showing up in the movie, and like, we get it, like, this guy is like poor and people show up because he's mistaken for somebody else and he's caught up in things, but it's like these random people showed up out of nowhere. It was kind of confusing sometimes where they came from or why they were there, and they were kind of just thrown in the movie just for kind of like I would say a comedy relief, but that's kind of the entire movie. And it also kind of got to the point in a lot of the movie where I just couldn't tell if it was edited poorly on purpose or like it was made the way it was on purpose. I get it was like an older movie. So if they were going for like the poor editing or poor, whatever they were going for, then it's totally fine. That's actually what brings it up. But if that wasn't the case, just like the really weird kind of green screen moments, and they weren't necessarily effects, but just long drawn out portions that didn't necessarily need to happen. And I guess one other thing that kind of bothered me is like having a character in a movie and then just having him be kind of like the scapegoat of the movie. In this case, it was Steve Buscemi. And, he was in the movie and he was just kind of there as like the people nobody cared about. And he was just there to offer, conversation or advice, and nobody paid attention to him or listened. And he just kind of ended up dying at the end of the movie during like the big fight scene, which is really weird to say for a movie like that. And he died from causes that weren't even a result of the fight, unless you count stress causing the heart attack from the fight as a reason. But, just in general, like I said, it was an enjoyable movie. A lot of plot things that didn't make sense, loose ends didn't get tied up. Plots got started out of nowhere for whatever reason. And comedy was okay. It wasn't really my style of humor, my style of movie. But yeah, that was kind of my general sum up of this movie.